In the mist-shrouded mountains of northern Japan, where ancient cedars whispered secrets to the wind, a young monk named Hiroshi stumbled upon a forbidden scroll in the depths of Yamagata Temple, its yellowed pages etched with ink that seemed to pulse like a living vein, revealing the arcane ritual of sokushinbutsu, the path to self-mummification, a gateway not to death but to eternal enlightenment hidden from the world for centuries. Hiroshi's heart raced as he read the first lines under the flickering lantern light, his fingers trembling on the brittle parchment that promised transcendence beyond mortal flesh, a process where monks starved themselves over years, consuming only nuts, berries, and toxic tea brewed from the urushi tree to purge their bodies of fat and moisture, preserving their forms as vessels for the divine. And in that instant, Hiroshi felt a surge of forbidden curiosity ignite within him, pulling him into a vortex of obsession that would change his destiny forever. Born in a humble fishing village by the Sea of Japan, Hiroshi had fled to the temple at 16 after a devastating tsunami claimed his family, seeking solace in the rigid disciplines of Zen Buddhism, but the monotony of chants and meditations left him hollow, yearning for something profound. And now, with this scroll clutched in his hands, he envisioned himself as one of the legendary ascetics like Shinyakai Shonin, whose mummified body still sat in meditative pose centuries later, eyes sockets empty yet seeming to watch the living with silent judgment. Ignoring the warnings of his master, Elder Kato, who sensed the darkness in Hiroshi's eyes and whispered tales of monks who failed the ritual, their bodies rotting from within as agony consumed their souls, Hiroshi began the arduous journey in secret, rising before dawn to forage for pine needles and bark, brewing the poisonous lacquer tea that burned his throat like fire but promised to embalm him alive, his once sturdy frame wasting away day by day, muscles shrinking, skin tightening over bones like parchment stretched on a drum, while visions haunted his dreams, ghostly figures of past monks beckoning him from shadowed caves, their desiccated lips murmuring the ultimate secret, that self-mummification was not mere preservation but a bridge to the spirit realm, allowing the enlightened to influence the world from beyond the grave. As months turned to years, Hiroshi's isolation deepened. He abandoned the temple's communal meals, subsisting on scant handfuls of seeds and roots, his body expelling impurities in waves of excruciating pain, diarrhea racking him until he was pure, hollow, a living skeleton wrapped in leathery skin. And during this torment, he uncovered hidden texts in the temple's catacombs, learning that the true secret lay in the final stage, entombment alive in a stone chamber, buried upright with a bamboo tube for air and a bell to ring each day as proof of life, until the ringing ceased, signaling ascension. Whispers spread among the villagers below the mountain, tales of a mad monk courting death, but Hiroshi pressed on, his mind sharpening with hallucinatory clarity from the toxins, revealing visions of Japan's feudal past where these mummified saints had averted famines and plagues by communing with gods, their preserved forms radiating protective energy that warded off evil spirits, and he imagined himself joining their ranks, his body an eternal guardian against modern woes like wars and disasters that plagued his homeland. In the dead of winter, with snow blanketing the peaks like a shroud, Hiroshi confided in a fellow novice, Akira, who begged him to stop, recounting horror stories of failed attempts where monks emerged as grotesque failures, bodies bloated and infested. But Hiroshi's resolve was ironclad, driven by a profound loneliness that only immortality could cure, and so he descended into the prepared tomb, a narrow pit lined with charcoal to absorb moisture, sealing himself in with the ritual chant echoing in his ears, the bell cord in his skeletal hand, ringing it daily as his breath grew shallow, the world above fading into oblivion. Days blurred into an eternity of darkness, his body dehydrating further, organs shrinking, the urushi poison crystallizing his tissues into an unbreakable shell, and in those final moments, as starvation clawed at his essence, Hiroshi unlocked the deepest secret. The mummified state was a lucid dreamscape where time dissolved, allowing him to wander as a spirit, witnessing the temple's future, guiding lost souls, and even appearing in dreams to warn of impending earthquakes that shook Japan years later. When the monks unearthed him 3 years hence, expecting decay, they found his body intact, seated in lotus position, skin like polished wood, hair and nails still growing as legend foretold, a serene smile on his lips that spoke of triumph over mortality, and to this day, pilgrims flock to view Hiroshi's form, unaware that his consciousness lingers, whispering the ritual's perils and promises to those worthy, ensuring the secret of the self-mummifying monks endures, a testament to the human spirit's unyielding quest for eternity amidst the fleeting beauty of cherry blossoms and mountain mists.